Oh no! Oh no! Oh, your shit's jamming up. Burnsy, you're killing me. You jammed up. You froze up. Oh my God! He froze up, ladies and gentlemen. Our technology guru is froze the hell up. You're gonna have to log out. Get back in. Can't hear you. You're done. You.
Okay. This is what I do. You log on to see what we hear. Thrill, can you hear us? No.
No, I can hear you, but but your video's breaking up.
Video up, Thrill. It just you can hear it roll. What's gonna get in that you can hear through. I went out there. So let's at my phone. Self view. Can you we can
breaking up and your video's froze.
Let's see here. It's funny because we were just talking before. I know. And it's perfectly fine. All right, Thrill, stay there, dude.
All right. There we go.
You got us?
There we go.
Legit. I mean, this is such a smooth way to start off the show.
Yeah.
Very professional.
Yeah. Now you delayed. Now your audio's delayed.
All right. Still nothing. iPad microphone.
For everybody that's in the chat room, as you can tell, EB is having technical difficulties. He's always telling everybody that I'm in backwoods Louisiana, but he can't get his shit right.
Dude, sometimes truth speaks around here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, you know, because EB's video froze up and all that, ladies and gentlemen, the other gentleman that's in the room is not only a freaking major leaguer, but a unbelievable person, very successful. Sean Casey, otherwise known as the mayor, very, very, very great baseball player. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Can you hear us at all?
All right, now I got you. You good now?
Legit?
I got you.
You can't see us though, Thrill?
No, I got you. I got everything.
Tara says okay.
Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay. Really? Joe says it's okay? We're rocking and fucking rolling then. Hey, Thrill.
Fire away.
On this note, let's just go right into it before it screws up anymore. Make sure we pay the bills. We are sponsored by Bet Online, the #1 online gambling destination. Basketball fans, it's that time of year again. The NBA is back from opening tip-off to buzzer beaters. Bet Online has you covered with the best odds, biggest promotions, and live in-game betting on all of your favorite teams. This season, every game matters. Bet Online has every stat, matchup, breakdown, and live odds to bet on during the game. And it's not just the NBA. Bet Online has odds on everything. Football, MLB playoffs, NHL, to political props. You can bet on whether or not Trump takes this motherfucking thing down. Head to the website today to get in on the action with America's most trusted site for online wagering. Bet Online. The game starts here.
Boom! Knocked it. Nailed it.
We're off.
Nailed it.
Let's reintroduce.
Yes.
The mayor of Cincinnati. Fucking Sean Casey in
Sean Casey, ladies and gentlemen.
It's so great to be here.
A freaking another first sacker, a guy that absolutely raked and He was a joy to watch play some baseball. So,
Hey,
Sean, man, we're so glad to have you with us, baby.
Thrill, I say this every time, and I'm allowed to say it every time, brother. You are the reason I wanted to play Major League Baseball. You are one of the biggest. Seriously, that's why. If you watch my game, I didn't get as much pub as the Thrill did in this, but when I slide into second, close, bam! I come home, boom! The Thrill, like I was like, and they'll be like, "Why you do?" I was like, "Why?" Because Will Clark did it. I don't know why he did it, but I did it.
Oh man, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nice case, man. That's awesome, bro.
Seriously.
Hey, we talk about it all the time because Byrnes, he played the game the right way too. You played the game the right way. I mean, they're pansy-fying the game right now. I mean, you can't hit nobody. You got to slide straight into second base. All that bullshit. It's back then used to be able to take care of your teammates. You go in there, hard slide. He'd be safe, inning keeps going. Now these idiots, man, they go into second and they freaking get out the way and guys can complete the double play, no problem. They don't think nothing about it. So
what did you think though, like when Posey got hurt? Obviously the play because I always felt like I like the catchers that I played with looked for those collisions. They're like, I kind of like the collision. Now, obviously when Posey goes down, and obviously you're a huge Giants guy and you see him lost for the season. Did you like that rule, or you thought no, they should still be able to truck the catcher?
Yeah, no, I mean, to be totally honest, it is kind of like the Buster Posey rule. But he got hit, and just the way he got hit, he had his leg pinned up underneath him. If he moves his leg just a little bit out, he doesn't have a problem like that. He gets truck rolled, but he ain't hurt that bad. And so at the time, Buster was the face of MLB, so they made the rule to protect all the catchers now. It's kind of like, it's kind of like EB and I making fun of Shohei Ohtani and gambling and his interpreter gambling, and he's the best player in baseball now. So, oh, shit, that went away. Gone. You never hear about it no more. But in the meantime, in Major League Baseball, you can bet on anything during the game. You can go out there and bet, on base hits and is the next pitch going to be a strike or whatever. But yet at the same time, and tip my cap to him because he passed, you still won't let Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. He's the best it's ever been. So get your head out of your ass, Major League Baseball.
So, Thrill, we got Casey here, and it's funny because I was mulling through my jerseys, like right over here. And obviously you see the Thrill front and center as we always have it. But I'm mulling through my jerseys tonight, and I wanted to try to figure out which one to wear. Casey is from Pittsburgh. Ended your career. No, I ended my career at Boston, but I got traded from the Reds to the Pirates.
The
Pirates. Yeah. And I was so grateful to play there. Obviously, I grew up a Pirate fan. A lot of times when Thrill was playing, but I was a big fan when it was Bonds, Bonilla, Van Slyke, those teams like Doug Draper. They were incredible. I mean, Jay Bell. They were loaded. I mean, you guys would go toe-to-toe to them, all the time. So I love the Buccos. And as a matter of fact, I love Jim Leland. Jim Leland was right. And then I got traded. I went and played for the Pirates, and we were not good in 06. And it was at the stage of my career. I was 9 years in the big leagues. I was like, get me to a winner, please, at some point. And then I get traded from the Buccos to the Tigers at the break, and we end up going to the World Series. But I'm with Jim Leland. Van Slyke's the first base coach. Gene Lamont. Lloyd McClellan. They don't know, but I'm 9 years in the big leagues throwing. I'm like, I'm at Pirate Fantasy Camp, baby. I'm at Pirate. Like, it was incredible. Like, for me. And one other quick story. In the World Series that year, Game 3 was rained out in St. Louis, and Andy Van Slyke had got me locked in. Well, he was throwing me BP as hard as you could from like BP distance. It must have been 100 miles an hour. And the drill we were doing was, yes, till your eyes tell like you're swinging, and if it's not there, you're taking it. And it locked me in, dude, so much. And I remember in game when everybody had left, and I asked Van Slyke, hey, can you throw me a couple more? And he said, yeah. And I remember that one of those moments, Thrill, I said to him, like, hey, bro, I just want to tell you, like, you were one of my heroes growing up. I know you don't know me, but, like, this is my 9th year in the big leagues, but Andy Van Slyke was one of my dudes. So You know, they have those kind of moments.
Yeah.
Are pretty cool. Thrill, who was your guy, man? I mean, I think a lot of our generation, you were our guy. Who was your guy that you're like, dude, I want to be like that?
So we've had this talk. My two guys were George Brett and Mike Schmidt. You know, both of them, even though, you know, I was a first baseman, both of them a third baseman. Both of them, one righty, one lefty, hit for power, hit for average, hit for RBIs, team leader, and a fucking winner. And I said, that's the kind of guy I want to be. So that's what we had. Hey, while we on this subject, you know, because Case, you got a drink. EB, I know he always has a drink. You know me. All right. Look. This is a new one. It is called Field of Dreams. All right. This one, believe it or not, came from Joel and Emily Thompson in the chat room. So, Joel and Emily, thank y'all. I miss you guys. Loved seeing y'all at the Jersey retirement.
Is it good?
So
is it a whiskey?
Yeah, it's a whiskey, and it comes in, you know, regular, or it comes in a small batch. Let me read this for you. In 152 years history of professional baseball, there have only been 23,114 players that made it to the big leagues, whether they had a cup of coffee or whether they were Hall of Famers. And this is bottle number 15,800. But anyway,
wow,
because it is basically a baseball bourbon. Joel and Emily, thank you.
Cheers.
So thank you.
So
this is what happens, Case. I mean, this is what happens. I mean, the people in the chat room, you know, there's a bunch of people that Eric knows. There's a bunch of people I know. There's a bunch of people we've met over the course, you know, of the DEUCES WILD and Autism Night at the ballpark and all that sort of stuff. And this has become a big family. It's a lot of fun.
That's great, dude. Thrill, I got a question for you. Because I mean, I have a question for actually both you guys. So in the day and age where basically we had, what was it, 4, 5, 6 guys between both leagues hit over 300. And I don't remember. I don't have it in front of me the exact number.
I know the exact number. 7.
Okay. 7 guys.
In both leagues combined.
7 guys this season in both leagues hit over 300. 7. Thrill, you are a career 303 lifetime hitter. The man standing to my right, the mayor of Cincinnati, is a career 302 hitter.
Hey.
What the fuck's wrong with the game?
That's what's wrong with the game. That's exactly what's wrong with the game. Case knows. He even just said it about Andy Van Slyke, about how he did stuff. Andy's trying to help him improve himself in order to catch up to certain pitches and velocity and stuff like that. These guys now, man, they're chasing the freaking homer. They're chasing the homer. It's like, dude, the homers are a result of hitting shit hard all the time.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
You go up there and you lay some pipe out and you catch it clean 7, 8 times out of 10. Guess what? Your homers are coming. All the rest of the shit's coming. But if you constantly swinging and missing, we talk about it. We talked about it last week. If you're constantly swinging and missing, you're striking out 150 times or more, and you're walking your ass back to the dugout, I do not claim that as a hitter. That's a swinger. A guy like Sean Casey, a guy I admired, a guy like Eric Byrnes that I admired, those guys can fucking hit.
Where's the? I think one thing that you see nowadays more than anything is, you know, where's the adjustability? You know, pitch by pitch. Like I sometimes see, like, that guy took 3 swings. It was a 2-seamer down and away or a slider down and away, and it looked like it was his swing looked like it was a fastball down the middle. You know, it's like he's right here. I'm like, the ball's over there. It's like I feel like. I'm like, what is that? So, Thrill, I think one thing that I'm seeing, and even being back, you know, last year with the Yankees, you know, getting a chance to see guys in the, you know, other teams, all that stuff. I think the adjustability of the barrels is lost. You know, like, it used to be like, oh, you could get fooled with your body, but I could still wham, I could still shoot you left, or, you know, I could be lost, I could still get you down and in, or whatever. But like, I think the body's more involved now than ever in the swing, and sometimes I feel like, it's a one plane swing at times. That's what do you see that too?
You know what? I definitely see that. EB and I talk about it a lot. You were the Yankees hitting dude, so you saw a lot of shit that came through there. All right. The one thing, and EB and I talk about this all the time. The one thing we've been seeing a lot is guys are not keeping their hands up or not going up. Everything's down, and then so needless to say, they're starting from under the ball. And so, in start of getting their hands back up, they're starting under the ball. They're dropping that shoulder, and then they're coming through, and they're like, "Oh shit, I'm underneath it. Here, let me get on top," and they freaking roll. And EB and I talk about it all the time, and I'm like, another thing too. All right, and Eric was a leg kick guy. All right, we talked about that. One of the things that we did was we kept our feet closer to the ground in case I needed to get down and go. If somebody was messing with timing, or I could keep my leg in the air just a smidge longer if it was a changeup and kind of ride out the swing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, Keith Hernandez, Griffey, because you had all the good ones come down to first base. They talked about keeping your hands up and getting on top of the ball and coming through. That's what they talked about. Every one of them talked about it. And I go, well, if those guys are freaking doing it, I'm doing it. And so that's where the shit evolved.
I also think, too, being able to scout some of these teams and stuff like that, these teams are throwing that upper rail fastball more than ever now, too. They're living at that upper rail. I just feel like, and to throw, I wasn't a leg kick guy like you. I kind of, I wasn't because of you. I'm not kidding. But I used to ride that ground too.
Yeah.
And it helped me with adjustability. It helped me visually. I could sit on you longer. I could wait to see what the ball was going to do in that last, 4 feet. Is it cutting? Is it sinking? Is this a take pitch? And I think really nowadays, I think the biggest thing, if you want to be a great big leaguer and a 300 hitter or a guy that puts together top of bats, you have to be able to take that strike to ball. Because the way these guys are shaping it nowadays, you got to be able to say, okay, that's a strike, but you got to sit long enough, keep that front shoulder tucked, and ride it as long as you can. When it starts to make that last move, take. It's a take. So I think the best players in the game are doing a great job of taking the strike to ball. I think those are your best hitters.
Ride the ground. And EB, he just said it. The stuff you and I talk about, everybody in the chat room knows. We talk about keeping that shoulder down, right, and not flying open. Because as soon as you fly open, that back shoulder drops, you're up under the ball again. You and I talked about that. Here's one for you, EB. How about, and the reason that I'm bringing this up, because Case is dead on with this, right? But how many kids in the LTP stuff, how many kids are freaking front leg bailing and wailing and getting the shit out of Dodge? And it's starting on that level, and then it works through high school, and then we get them on the professional level, and it's like, oh, dude, you gotta get going back towards the pitcher. You can't be going away from the play all the time, right?
Well, I think the biggest thing that Case talked about was that, like, kids swing to a spot, and if it's not in that spot, they're going to swing and miss.
Right.
Now there's a couple things here because number one, I actually applaud their commitment to
be aggressive,
to swing to their zone, but I put 2 fucking thumbs down to their ability to adjust. And you just said something that I've never even heard in my entire life when it comes to baseball. I feel like I've heard it all. It's ride the ground. And I know what you're talking about. You're talking about riding the ground with your front foot.
Yeah.
And the ability to stay here and stay grounded without coming up out of it to recognize what's coming at me. Yeah. Because as Thrill, but as Case said, when the ball comes out of the hand, these pitchers are taught right now to shape pitches that say, I'm a strike the entire way, and then I'm a ball. As opposed to, say, for Maddox was probably one of the best to say, I'm a ball.
And now I'm a strike.
Right.
Well, because if you watch it, Thrill, and I'm sure you know too, but they're teaching these catchers now. These catchers are setting up down the middle. These pitchers are just trying to throw it down the middle and tunnel it. I mean, that's what they're trying to do. That's what's so different now.
Outside of the zone.
They're throwing it right down the middle, and they're trying to cut it. sink it. They're just throwing everything right where it is and letting it run. That's why I say, if I took Will Clark, one of the greatest hitters of all time in this game's ever played, and you look at the throw and you can see how awesome his hands were, his balance, everything like that. And I took Will Clark and I blindfolded him. Do you think Will Clark's going to be one of the greatest hitters of all time? No. I think we take vision now so much for granted as hitters. And I think a big part of that is these guys are throwing harder. More of them. We faced a lot of guys throw hard, but I think there are more of them in these bullpens. But I also think that they're visually, I think we don't lock in we don't teach vision as well as we teach mechanics. I think visually, how do you slow down? How can you let the ball travel? Are you hunting the zone? That kind of stuff. Are you taking the strike to ball? Are you seeing it late? Are you making the ball make its last movement? I think that's being missed a little bit in the game today with a lot of the, we're trying to hone in on so much of the mechanics. If you blindfolded all of us, I don't care how good your mechanics are, you ain't hitting.
Quick question. Go ahead, Cyril.
Go ahead, EB.
I have a question for both of you because you're 300 hitters, like career lifetime 300 hitters. Like, do you real? I don't know. Say you get over 2,000 plate appearances or whatever it is, whatever that number needs to be, 3,000. Who gives a shit? I just gotta believe there's just not that many who've ever lived, right? And so we have two right here, right now. What adjustments would you make? Thrill, you're in the trenches with the boys at the fucking base root minor league professional level. You analyze this shit for a living. What adjustments and changes would you make to continue to be that 300 hitter today that's different than yesterday? Thrill, I'll let you start.
All right, two things. First off, I'm going to answer, I'm going to make a comment on something Case just said. When you got a good hitter like myself, like you, like Case, we go up to home plate, all right? And this is a direct result of what he's talking about as far as vision goes. I know what a fucking strike is, and I know what a ball is. I never, not one time in my major league career did I look back at an umpire and go, was that a strike? I know what the fucking strike zone is. What I would do is I'd put my head down and I'd ask questions. I'd be like, is that as far as he can go out there? Shit like that, because I knew it wasn't a strike, and if he kept going out there, I'm going to have to move around the batter's box. So there you go. That's one thing. Second thing, your question just now, and this goes back to something very similar to what Case just said. You know, we had this discussion, and everybody in the chat room ought to remember this one. The Padres were in town for opening day. I'm sitting in on the hitters meeting, and they're going over the Padres relievers, and it was like clockwork, right? I mean, they're showing videos on these guys, and it's like slider, 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 fastball, slider, slider, slider. Next guy. Slider, slider, fastball, fastball, slider, 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 slider. You know, and so they go. So they go to some of the guys, and they're like, "Hey, how are you going to go about hitting this guy?" And every one of them said, "Well, I'm going to look fastball, and I'm going to push him out over the plate and get him up and stuff like that." I'm like, I'm like looking around. I'm like, "Are these fuckers serious?" And so then they get through and they say, "Anybody want to say anything?" And I go, "Excuse me." Right here, if you don't mind. And I go, guys, you guys can look for that fastball all day long, but you motherfuckers are getting sliders. I'm telling you. We just watched fucking 10 guys come out the pen. They all fucking throw sliders. You guys are going to find sliders. And especially if you got a runner in scoring position, you better sit slider because you're getting it. The first fucking reliever that came out the pen this year, friggin' man on second base, slider, 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 strike out. See ya. So when I go and I watch a game, EB, and especially with the kids, I try to pay attention to the game and I try to give them a game plan. Exactly what Sean Casey did as a hitting instructor. I tell them, look, they like to work the third base side of home plate. Let's narrow the plate down. Or if I'm noticing, hey, every time they get 2 strikes, they go up in the zone. You better, if you're going to swing at something up in the zone, you better get your hands up a little higher. Otherwise, you're going to miss it.
I like that.
I love it.
So my question then now goes to Case, Thrill, because I know you obviously spent a lot of your career looking for pitches that you
Oh,
felt like you were going to get, right?
Case and I kind of talked about it a little bit. We haven't had a big discussion on it, but I hunted pitches and I hunted location all the time, every pitch. And
So
it is because of guys like you, Case. It's because of my hitting instructor, who is Dusty Baker. He would pay attention just like I would pay attention. And he's like, hey, Thrill, he's using this side of the plate, hunt him up, or hey, Thrill, 2-1, he's going this pitch, hunt him up, stuff like that. So he's verifying what I'm sitting there watching. Now I'm up there and I'm like, I'm 1,000% committed to this because I saw it and he saw it.
Right. Thrill, you know what? I couldn't do I didn't do that much. What I did was I hunted the heater and I worked off it. So I would hunt the heater, I would look out over the plate. I'm trying to go to left center, but I'm looking for something up. So I looked the outer third of the plate. I looked for something hard. Anything that was spinning that was up, I'd hammer it. Like I always say it too, like most of my home runs were like on the hanging slider, the backup changeup, the curveball that didn't get down. You know what I mean? Like, but I was really like hunting the heater, and I would get up.
So EB's the same way. EB's the same way, and that's what we have these discussions. Yeah, like, EB's the same way, and I love it. I love that. That's no problem at all.
Yeah, but no, what's amazing is like a guy like you, a guy like Chipper Jones, a guy like talking to Manny Ramirez. They were like playing that chess match.
Oh,
I wasn't good enough, and I felt like, wow, I really have to. I was good. I was really good with my hands, and I felt like I could sit back on you. I could turn around a heater, but I felt like at times visually I could see what was going on. You know what I mean? I didn't strike out a lot. I always thought to myself, with 2 strikes, I don't give a shit who you are on the mound. It's irrelevant to me. I'm not beating myself early. If I beat myself, I'm beating myself. Like, I'm going to pull the ball out of the catcher's mitt. I'm going to wait so long. You're not going to beat me. I'm not beating myself. That was my self-talk. I'm not beating myself early. I don't even care who you are. When you release the ball, you're nobody to me. That's a baseball in my eyes. Can I make it happen? That's what I do.
What did you guys?
So here's another thing. All right, EB, he said it in different terms, but you and I have had this discussion a ton. And this is one of the things that I preach to our younger kids, especially if they're looking breaking ball. Case is saying, hey, look, I'm trying to go to left center, right? So he's already telling you that he's staying inside the ball and he's trying to drive the ball left center. All right. So now what he has is he has breaking balls that are coming in on him this way. He's staying inside of it. And when he does that, the ball goes in the air. And this is what I keep telling our hitters, not only on the major league level, but also on the minor league level. Look, dude, running on third base, less than 2 outs, this is a piece of fucking cake, dude. This ought to be an automatic. All I got to do is stay inside of this son of a bitch, especially on a breaking ball. That fucker's going in the air. We get a cheap RBI out the deal. And on top of that, you're going to drive the piss out of it instead of doing what they're trying to do, which is pull off of it, and they freaking roll, they strike out, pop up, piece of shit ground ball, one of them numbers.
Who's teaching that, though, Case? Like, but you're connected to it. You were the fucking Yankees hitting coach last year, bro. Like, who is teaching these kids to swing to a spot and to swing up from the get, man? It just doesn't work.
You know what? I want to say, I don't know. Listen, I think we think that they're telling these guys to swing up. They're not. They're not telling these guys to swing up. It looks like more of these guys are.
Yeah.
But I still think the best hitters, like Juan Soto. Did you see Juan Soto doing the drill?
Oh, God.
Flipping it to him, and he's hitting it with the bottom part of the. He's like this, and I'm like, that's not this. You can't do this drill without. If you go like this, you can't do that drill. So I think guys are trying to still get on top of the ball, but I just think the rhetoric nowadays, like I think it looks like these guys are trying to swing up, and I also think because of that top rail fastball has become such a big part of the game, guys are not getting on top of it. I do think the swings are changing now. I do think the evolution of the swing is changing as far as like, I don't think there's so much forward movement as maybe there used to be, because the balls, guys, you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't do it, and you have to be A to B. You have to be A to B. I don't care what anyone says. You can't be riding uphill. You have to be short. I think the leg kick's going to be a dinosaur at some point here. I think you've got to stay closer to the ground. Like Aaron Judge, watch Judgy. When he does it, I used to do flips with Judgy Thrill, and he'd be like, all right, don't tell me. I want you to flip fastballs and changeups to me. I don't want to know what's coming. And he said the reason is I want to be able to trust that I can ride the ground, stay back, and visually see what I need to see. And, dude, I would throw him fastballs, changeups. It was so impressive, dude. It looked like he was right on everything. But the point was, you can't have all these movements nowadays. It's got to be boom, 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 short to it, long through. It still works in 2024 like it did when we were all playing.
Hey, you know what else, EB? EB, you and I have had this discussion a boatload about, when Case is talking about riding it out, right? Okay. When let's say I'm fooled or whatever, all right, and I'm riding it out, I don't drop my hands. My hands, if anything, go a little higher. And then I'm going to create that kind of plane to get on top of it. Watch, if anybody in the chat room too, by the way, if you guys get a chance to see that swing that Soto put on that freaking ball from Gaddis late in the game, that's a high chi, and he went like this, and he stayed freaking right on the plane the whole way and tattooed the crap out of that one. When he hit it, I was sitting there with Trey, and I go, "Oh shit, Trey, that's gone." And he goes, "How'd you know, Dad? How'd you know?" And I was like, you could just see the swing. You could see how flat it was and how he freaking got the perfect contact. But Case is exactly right. EB, you and I have talked about this, and your swing is very, very similar to what we were doing, me and Case, all right? Your thing was, though, you wanted to get the head out a little bit more. I'm staying inside of it, and Case is staying inside of it. You wanted to juice some shit on.
Dude, that's the difference between a fucking 260 career hitter and a fucking 300 career hitters. But the problem was, and I'm gonna like break some real shit down for you. Like if we went and all tested hand speed together, right?
Right.
Although yours was insane on the pickleball court today. Like I think we'd all be pretty similar, right? Even at the height of our careers.
Yeah.
One of the issues for me was the consistent at bats. And to get that opportunity, because you look through the minor leagues, I was a fucking well over 300 career hitter in the minor leagues, getting consistent playing time opportunities, and then you get pressed, right? And then the first year I actually fucking played every day, I think it was 286 with the Diamondbacks. And I also, and this is the truth, I would fade at the end of the year, man. I played so fucking hard that like I would a couple times right at the All-Star break, a fucking 320, fucking killing it, and it would be a slow this, and that's why I think there's certain things in today's game that are good, like managing workloads for position players, especially dudes that maybe are like myself. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. Moderation's for pussies. That's how I looked at it. So as much as it helped me, I think sometimes it also hurt me. But ultimately, you're right, Thrill. I didn't trust myself enough because I'd get in there and the fucking rare opportunity. And number one, I'm like, I'm not fucking walking. I'm not going to walk my way in this lineup. And I'm fucking dropping dick, bitch. Why? Because I want to hit fucking a ball fucking 473 to some nice french fries at TGI Fridays like I fucking did. Fuck off.
Hey,
well said, Bertie.
This goes back. We're in fall ball, right? And one of our kids, all right, the guy's name's Bo Davidson, left-handed hitter, outfielder, corner outfielder. He also plays a little center and did a pretty damn good job out there. He's in a situation we're down by 8 in the 6th. All right, got a man on first. He's up at the plate, 3-0 count, right? So I'm standing next to the manager, and the manager is our AA manager, Dave Pelfrey. And I go, please tell me he's not going to swing 3-0 right here. And he goes, they all have the green light if they want to. I said, you mean you can't take it off? And he goes, no. And I go, okay, all right. So 3-0, down by 8, right? He freaking gets jammed. and hits a freaking little nubber to shortstop and beats it out. He's safe, And I look at Pelfrey, and
he was
I'm
running for his
freaking,
life.
dude, I'm freaking dying laughing, right? And I said, "Do you mind if I go get him?" He said, "No, go get him." All right, no problem. So I'm on the top step waiting for him when he comes off the field, right? And he goes, I know what you're going to say. I go, "Oh, really? Well, please tell me what I'm going to say." He goes, 3-0 pitch, and I can't be late, and I can't get jammed like that and all that. I go, "No, what I'm going to tell you is you're down by 8, dumbass. You take fucking 3-0 right there. That way, maybe you walk and you get on, the guy behind you goes deep, and it's a new fucking ball game." I said, "That's fucking greedy shit right there." I said, "That is not how you fucking play baseball. And that's not how the San Francisco Giants play baseball. And if I see you do it again, I'm going to climb down your fucking throat." And I turned around and walked off. That's what I told him on the fucking top step of the dugout. And he was like, and this is like the first time I met this kid, and I just climbed all down him.
That's so great, Thrill. That's so great. Let's go back to Juan Soto for a second.
And here's another thing. This is fuck. I love this fucking guy. I love this guy. I loved him when he was in San Diego too. Why do you think Judge is going to be the MVP? Yeah, he had a hellacious year, but guess what? You can't drive in 100 and whatever the fuck runs he drove in.
140,
somebody on before you.
144.
Right. Soto's on all the time. Every time he gets up there, he might be the most valuable player in the lineup.
What do you think about that? Because like this, there's a lot of truth here. Where here was Aaron Judge having career year. I mean, he had the year he hit 60, whatever. But this, I think, a lot of people would argue was his best
year ever. Yeah.
Juan Soto had a huge fucking role in it. How much impact did Juan Soto have on Judge's season?
A huge impact. There's no doubt about it. And even most recently in the playoffs, they intentionally walked him to get the Judge. They did it earlier in the year, and then Judge hit a 2-run bomb. It was like, don't ever do that again.
Yeah.
3-run bomb. Right?
Yeah.
This is the one thing about being with Judgy last year in the second half, Thrill. He had no protection. He was in the 2-hole. Gleyber Torres was the only guy having a decent second half. And there wasn't a lot of protection. This guy was still the best player on the planet, dude. I've never seen anything like it and he wants to be a great hitter. Judgy's not so concerned about being a great home run hitter because he's 6'7", 280 or whatever he is. The ball's going to go out of the park. This guy's batting practice, Thrill, is one hops to fence to right. First 3 rounds, boring as can be. Boom, boom, boom. Never pulls a ball. The last couple rounds he'll get in. You know what he actually does is he likes having James Ralston now. When I was there, he'd turn and be like, "Hey, give me a situation case." So I'd be like, "All right, man on second, 3-1 count." And you want to see the animal come out in Aaron Judge. He'd be like, boom, boom, boom. As soon as you turned his head into game situation, it was incredible. But Aaron Judge, to me, dude, I know Juan Soto, there's no doubt, helped him become a better player. This is his best year of his career. But even without Juan Soto, it's like nothing I'd ever seen in person, how good he was.
I think but the physicality of what he is, right, just as a person, and then the ability to hit for power and then hit for average.
Yes.
That's the thing that got me because, I've had several conversations with former big leaguers and people like Thrill, obviously. The fact that he hit 320 in a day and age where nobody hit 300.
Right.
So it's like we can't even knock him for that. His swing is a little different, and it certainly is this here. I try to get on plane.
It's not what you think it is. I'm telling you, this is the reason why. If you go back and look at Judgy's swing in 2016 when he first came up, he was really steep, almost exaggerating.
I was too steep.
Almost
that killed.
So he was almost exaggerating steep, and then he goes to that guy, the teacher man or whatever they say, and he was very frustrated. He struck out a lot. He was hitting a lot of hard grounders in the ground. It was frustrating him. So he went to that guy, Richard Shank, and he was like, "Okay,
the fucking baggy pants guy."
Right.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
He said, start, let's do this because this is what it looks like when Will Clark and Bonds and these guys hit. So at the end of the day, what it did was, think about it, one exaggeration to another exaggeration leads you right where you want to be, right? So he was so exaggerated this way. He started working getting here, and it just landed the plane for him.
Perfect.
Look at Judge's swing, dude. It's
Perfect.
like it's as flat as can be, and it's a land the plane now. It's not a crash landing. It's not an uphill landing. It's a land the plane. It's a level swing, and you see him doing this, and he works on this. But it's because he has so much muscle memory here. I think it's just all put it together where it became an elite swing where his bat's in the zone a long time.
Have you guys seen the graphics now of following the swing planes? Like, I'm mesmerized by this because Thrill, you and I sit here fucking every Tuesday and talk about this shit, about getting on play with the baseball. And now they literally have graphics where they show whatever it is, boom, like you said with Judge, you see him here, and he gets here. And the other day they showed one of his swings was like this. Choo, 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 choo. And it's still fucking there.
It was level, right?
It wasn't here.
It wasn't coming uphill.
It was a slight here, but it stayed on plane. Where the argument, and this is the same fucking thing you said. Everyone, if I'm popping up a ball, and this happened at the end of my career, and this is when the evolution fucking also started too. I would pop up balls, and every time I pop up a ball, I'm like, fuck, I need to get on top of it. And so I try to get steeper,
right,
and steeper and steeper. And eventually, I'm doing this, and the ball's doing this.
Right.
And it was like, no, it wasn't steeper. Mark Reynolds was one of the first guys I saw fucking do. Now, probably not the best example because he struck out 200 times a year, but he'd sit there with the bat flat on his shoulder, and this is when I made a little adjustment towards the end, and he'd just take the knob and go like this. And, dude, this guy had fucking
thunder.
Donkey fucking power. Like, next level shit you just don't see.
Right.
And I'm like, how's he doing this? How's he creating this? And that was a modern evolution. Now, Judge, again, like all of these guys, Mookie Betts was a good one to listen to too. I just heard him talking recently about his swing. I certainly think it's changing a lot of. We could talk about fucking philosophies and what's taught and what's said. We can talk about what's said till we're blue in the face. It's not about what's fucking said. It's about what's done.
What's done.
Watch what's actually done.
It's feel versus real a lot too.
Hey, you know what? Eric's heard this a lot. But I always used to go out and watch the good dudes when they hit early, especially when I'm on the road. I got nothing going in the clubhouse. Find out Tony's hitting or Keith Hernandez is hitting. I'm gonna go out and watch them, and then after they get through hitting them, I'm gonna ask them questions. And the one thing, and this is very, very similar, it's just put in different context. Marty even brought it up just now in the chat room. Okay. Guys talk about, leading with the knob or shit like that. We would taught, and Tony talked about this till he was blue in the face. He wanted to take his bottom hand and he wanted to pull it inside the baseball. And as soon as he pulled it inside the baseball, you see what happens. The barrel of the bat is following his hands, and look how flat it is. All right? So all you're doing is you're going from here, you're going wham, and you're flat as shit coming through the zone. And two things, Case, this is for me and you. We're staying inside the ball. Ball's going to go in the air, or we're going to nuke something somewhere. And then second off, your contact goes up. You're not hitting a piece of shit off the handle and all that. You are freaking using the barrel of the bat. All right, here's one for you. And I told EB this one, and he couldn't believe it. 1989. Dude, from freaking day one to the day I stepped off the field, I was locked in. I mean, locked in. I broke 4 bats the whole year, including batting practice. 4.
Dude, I used to break 4 bats. I used to break 4 bats in a fucking week. Like,
dude, I had a fucking gamer. I had a gamer that literally, no shit, it had all the marks like right on the barrel, and there was no other mark anywhere else. I'm like, no fucking way I'm doing this bullshit.
It's incredible, dude.
How many bats
Oh,
did you
you
break
gotta
a
be
year?
kidding
Like
me.
your best year, how many bats you think you
I
broke?
wasn't a big bat breaker either.
Yeah, because you spun on the fucking barrel.
Dude, that's
don't
what
know.
happens when you barrel shit up. They don't break.
I swear to God, I wasn't a big. I didn't break a ton of. Only when I faced Mariano Rivera, that thing would just blow up
that
to 85 pieces.
freaking nature. Jesus. You know,
Oh,
I told EB, you know what I did? I fucking asked Tony Gwynn for one of his small bats because Tony swung a 33, but he also had some 32s.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm swinging a 35. I'm like, hey, can I borrow one of your 32s? I got to face Mariano next week. He's like, here, take it. And I'll be goddamn, I'll barrel the motherfucker up on him. I'm like, yeah.
That's so great. Thrill. I remember one time I was with the Tigers in 07, had the day game, and Leland comes up to me. He's like, hey, you're leading off the 9th against Mo. I'm like, hey, thanks for the day off. Fuck, this worked out great. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna ambush this guy. I know a cutter's coming. It's gonna look like a 4-seamer, but I'm gonna ambush him. I'm gonna step in the bucket. I'm gonna see you get the bat hit. I'll see if I hit a line drive to right. So sure enough, first pitch, I'm in there. All right. And I get in there. Bam, here comes the pitch. I'm like, swear to God, Thrill, this is why he was so good. You know it, Byrnes. It looks like a 4-seamer at about 55 feet. You're like, holy shit, he's throwing me a 4-seamer in. So I literally go to swing, and I step in the bucket, same thing, and this thing starts tracking me like a Scud missile. It's like, oh my God, this is going to hit me in the fucking chest. So I'm like, I think I screamed. I'm like, ah! Boom! I freaking cover it. It goes, one of the furthest balls I ever hit. It goes over the dugout, the Yankee dugout. What? Goes one row from going out of Yankee Stadium. And whenever people pull balls like that, I'm like, that's bad hitting. I'm like, it was either hit me, it either hit the ball or I'm going to die. It would have hit me right in the heart and killed me. So I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, all right. So what do? I say, all right, same game plan. Step in the, so, he comes up. I'm like, all right, here we go. Step in the bucket, ready for the cutter. It's about right there. I think it's going to cut. 2-seamer. Blows my bat up off the end. 15 hopping to him. Just go like that. I come back in the dugout. Hey, Skip, thanks for that at bat. Worked out great.
Hold on. I need a text. Henry, Joe, and Leslie. So throughout the course of the show, if you guys ever see me look down, I'm like, clips. Casey versus Mariano Rivera. So they'll cut that clip up and send that shit out. That is fucking gold, dude.
Oh, man. Hey, look, everybody in the major leagues has a Mariano Rivera horror story. Everybody. There's nobody that doesn't have one.
Well, you know what's funny? Like, you said that about Rivera. So as soon as I figured Mariano Rivera out, right? It's cutters away. And as a right-handed hitter, I'm like, dude, I'm getting on the fucking dish, fucking working this way. Struck me out, actually, 2001. 56,000 Yankee fans, playoffs.
Oh,
yeah. Insane. Like, foul tip. But I felt like I had fouled another one back. Felt like I was all over his shit. Pinch hit. Season on the line. See ya. It's the opening clip in Moneyball.
Oh, is it really?
It really is. So, through the course of my career, I'm like, dude, same thing. Like, I'm going to get on the fucking dish and go. And this is the guy threw one pitch.
Right.
Cutter, then the 2-seamer, cut 2-seamer.
But I didn't even know he had a 2-seamer. That was like 06. I think later on.
Just later on,
I started throwing it. But I was like, I didn't even know he had that in his repertoire. I was like, I'm cutter.
So for enough of these at-bats that I had moving away, dude, he would throw balls that started behind me. That front door cutter is the nastiest pitch ever. Because we talked about ball to strike or strike the ball.
You can't pull
Just the ball. I'm like this. Ball. I'm like, I'm about to get hit. Like I'm like this, trying to take one for the team. And I'm like, holy shit, that's on the outside corner.
Hey.
What the fuck?
You know what? That was, he's throwing straight over the top, making that shit do that. But then, Case, I don't know if you faced him or not, but when Randy was throwing, I was a little close like that. That shit was starting behind me, and it was like, oh, I gotta hang in there and let this thing get in front of me before I swing at this thing. It was like,
who was that?
Randy, dude.
Johnson?
Bro, I used to have
wow.
to learn. I remember my first at-bat. The first time I faced him in '99, I was so scared for whatever reason. I just I just whatever. It was like Randy Johnson. Then I was like, all right, I got to get my shit together because I can't be doing that. And expect to dominate in the big leagues. But I had to learn on that slider to like, oh, stay, hold, like Braveheart, hold. I'm like, hold. Oh, it's gonna hit me. It's not gonna hit you. It's not gonna hit you. It's about to break. It's about to break. You know?
Hey, and for everybody that's in the chat room, if y'all just heard what freaking Sean just said right there, every hitter has those conversations with himself. He's up there like, it's not going to hit me. I promise you, it's not. No, it might hit you. No, it's not going to hit you. No, oh, you all have that. And then after a while, you got to back out the batter's box and go, what the fuck am I doing up here? What am I doing?
So true.
So real quick, Randy's story.
Hey, and by the way, Case, just letting you know, because I've told DB this, and I think I caught him off guard when I first said it. Fucking Montreal had Randy Johnson and Pedro Martinez coming out the bullpen when they were rookies, and they had no fucking earthly idea where it was going. First time I went into Montreal, I'm like, who are these motherfuckers? Oh my God.
Next level.
Well, that was. I heard Pedro in Montreal was like, when he started to figure it out, he was the best guy in the league, right, Thrill?
Yeah, I mean, he was the, when he figured it out, he was the Mariano Rivera of the NL, but I mean, he was also a mean little prick. I mean,
he was mean.
The first time I faced him, because I didn't know what he had, and nobody on the bench knew what he had. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna watch a few pitches. Well, he's fucking nuking 98, 99 in there, and I'm 0-2. I fouled one off, and I missed another one. And I got 0-2, and he fucking throws one behind my head.
Wow.
And the catcher's Darren Fletcher. And I look down at Darren, I go, hey, man, don't be doing that bullshit. He goes, Will, I called that one away. He goes, what? I go, Fletch, man, that ain't fun like that, man. I said, that's shit that's going to get you hit. And he goes, no, I call heater away. And I was like, fuck, you missed his spot by 6 feet.
So Case and I both worked with Pedro at MLB Network.
Yeah.
And Pedro basically, like, when you talk to him and you start getting, he's such a nice, easygoing guy.
Great.
And you start getting back into stories when he's talking about specific at-bats or whatever. And you see a fucking twinkle in his eye, man. Do you see it?
There's something. No, bro. Another person comes into him.
It's scary.
Like, oh my God, did somebody just jump into Pedro's body? It's like, and then he starts talking about pitching, and he starts talking about hitting guys.
Hitting guys and throwing guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like a different person. But isn't that the truth, though? Don't you feel like you're at your best when you're in character? I felt like I had to get to this place in my own mind where I was like, I'm looking to just, I'm looking to rip somebody's throat out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if you know that, I was thinking, I was like, hey, you're the mayor, you're a great guy. I'm like, if people knew what was going on in my mind right now, they'd send me away. They'd lock me out.
So like I said, Pedro and Randy and them. Well, then Pedro, for what I don't know how he got to Boston. I don't know what the trade was or whatever. So he gets to Boston. So I've only maybe got 2 at-bats off of Pedro. And the first time I faced him, I'm with the Rangers. And, he's with Boston. And he comes in, he starts messing around with the changeup, and I get 3-0. And I told EB this. I never swung 3-0. And I go, fuck this motherfucker. I said, if he fucking comes in the happy zone, I said, I'm coming out of my shoes. Sure enough, he did. Thank God I didn't miss it, right? And I fucking watched this bitch. I mean, I don't do that too often. I watch this motherfucker. And so I run around the bases. I come back, I touch home plate. I look at the catcher, and I go, tell that motherfucker that's for the 0-2 behind my head in Montreal a few years back. And I just walked off, right? And then after that, Pedro never threw at me again. Never.
Wow. That is awesome. It's crazy when you stand up to those guys. When you stand up to those motherfuckers, I do think that there's a certain respect that comes. The Randy Johnson story that I was going to tell earlier was basically I was a rookie in 2000, 2001, right? He's with the Diamondbacks. And I end up fucking hitting an absolute tank onto the road behind the A's stadium, I think it was Priest Road, just foul. If it was foul. Over the top, but it's spring training.
Right.
And it was a fastball, middle in, got it. Well, after that, the next pitch.
Are you serious?
Spring training, I go, what the fuck? Chad Mueller was catching. You remember Chad Mueller?
Chad, yeah.
Chad's catching. I go, Chad, I just played Chad Dominican. I go, dude, come on, man. Seriously? He goes, Byrnesy, same sort of thing, Thrill. I called the fastball away. Randy's going to do what the fuck Randy wants to do. And that right there is funny. We end up having like a 9-10 pitch at bat, gets me on a 3-2 split. Right as boom, swing and miss, 3-2 split in the dirt. Sit the fuck down. Bro, this is spring training. But I use this example to everybody I talk to, any motivational speech that I ever do. You want to be great? Show me how you do anything. I'll show you how you do everything. He didn't give a fuck that it was spring training. That guy was out there to win, no matter what. He was a competitor. He was true to who he was. A psycho motherfucker.
Yeah.
But so what?
He's the greatest.
Case, you came up, you and EB, and we talked about it. We talk about it a lot. Y'all came up at kind of the tail end of when you could like get even, and you can't do that no more, needless to say. But I mean, back in the day, dude, it was like game on. I mean, one of my favorite stories, I've told EB this a lot, and I think most of the people in the chat room know this, but I faced Roger Clemens a bazillion times going back to college, right? And we've had some freaking hellacious battles. He's got me a ton. I've got him a few times, that kind of stuff. It just happens, So this is when he's in New York, and we're at Yankee Stadium, and he just leaves one right there, and I get him. Shit happens, Next time up, first pitch, whoom, behind me, right? And I backed out the batter's box, and I looked down, and it was Jorge Posada. And I looked at Jorge, and I said, you just bought one in the fucking ribs. And he goes, he starts stuttering. He goes, you can't say that. The umpire's right here, and he heard you. And I stepped completely out the batter's box, right? And I looked at the umpire, and I pointed at him. I said, there's not a goddamn thing that you can do about that motherfucker being hit, because he is going to be hit. Next at bat, Posada, boom, right in the fucking middle of the rib, right? He comes down to first base. Oh, and by the way, nobody's ejected. He comes down to first base. I said, are we fucking even yet? I said, are you done with this shit? I said, because if fucking Clemens comes at me again, I said, I'm going to have your fucking ass hit every at bat the rest of the year. I said, you're going to have more fucking black and blue marks on you than you know what to do with. And he goes, no, we're done, Will. We're done. I'm like, all right, cool.
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, especially in the American League, right? You couldn't hit Roger. He wasn't coming to the plate.
Yeah, he's not going to come to the plate. He's not going to come to the plate. And the worst part was when he threw fucking Piazza's bat at him and all that. And Piazza, I'm like, go get the motherfucker. Go get him.
Yeah.
He threw a spear at you.
Yeah.
Right? And then Roger, every time I've met Roger, he's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Roger's great.
By the way, Marty, this is not fucking wine. It is bourbon. The ice is melted, though, because this show's going on 2 fucking hours.
Seriously. We're right on 1 hour. We got the Traeger smoker going downstairs.
What we got? What's smell-o-vision?
That's Traeger. Dude, it's fucking, I'm cooking.
Tara, what's on smell-o-vision, Tara? Fire it up for me.
Bacon wrapped jalapenos. Tri-tip is what was on.
I can't wait.
We have hanger steaks. I mean, this is straight fucking carnivore. Will Clark.
This is me right there. Jump on some beef, baby. Woo!
Thrill, have you ever been out to Byrnes' house?
No. You know why? You know why? Because he won't let me kill the black bear that's inhabiting his neighborhood. Don't think I didn't hear that story either, Byrnesy. Don't think I didn't hear about that freaking black bear terrorizing your garbage cans or whatever shit he did. Uh-oh.
Wait, were you here?
You haven't seen it?
Wait, were you in the house?
You motherfuckers, watch this. Here, I'll just pull it up on Instagram.
Were you in the house?
Bro, let's all share this moment
my
together.
God.
I mean, most of the world has seen this.
Big Mike, Big
I'm-
Mike, you're only fucking 35 miles up the road. Go kill his bear, goddammit. Hurry up.
Okay, you guys ready for this? Here it is. Hold on, hold tight. Hold tight. This pickle. Here it is. Ready?
Yeah.
Crawls in your room.
Oh my god. Oh my god, dude.
Straight in your room. He went through the window. He's out the window. What the fuck?
What? Oh, he's still looking.
We're good.
He's back.
No way. No confrontation. Dad, don't worry. Dad, that's a fucking bear, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Listen.
No! No!
No.
Come on. Go in your room. I walk down here and he's right there.
Cool.
Fire something at that motherfucker. Oh my God. Oh my God,
Dude,
Casey.
you gotta be kidding me, dude.
Holy
That-
In my
shit.
house.
That's terrifying, dude. I'm terrified.
Hey, now you know why us redneck motherfuckers in the South have fucking guns everywhere. All right? That bitch would have been in my house. He'd have been like boom, 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 boom.
Dude, there's no way. If I shot that bear, do you understand? The Tahoe communicating.
That's
would come and
bullshit.
shoot me.
That's bullshit.
Oh,
That's
dude,
bullshit.
Don't go
He's-
house, bro. There's a dentist. I think
That's
it's a
bullshit. He's in your house. He's attacking me. He's
dentist.
attacking me.
Yeah, he's gonna kill me. I'm gonna kill
Hold
him.
on. If he attacked me and I had a gun, I would fucking shoot him. 1,000%. That said, if he attacked me and I have baseball bats on my bed, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna go after him with a bat. I think I'd take him down.
Dude, that thing's gonna grab your
Oh,
jugular.
fuck
It's gonna
that
be
thing.
over.
That the
It's
mouth.
gonna be over. It's gonna be
Hey,
over.
It's a little
hey,
mouth.
hey,
Nah, dude.
hey, he's not a fastball. He's a changeup. You say you can't hit that motherfucker anyway.
Oh, fuck, dude. Thrill.
Dude, I hadn't seen the video. That's the first time I saw the video. I didn't know he was in the house.
Bro.
Oh, shit.
So, you guys want the real?
No. You come inside the door. Fuck you. You're fair game, motherfucker.
I agree.
Boom, boom.
I agree in the door, but I will tell you this. I walked downstairs to say goodnight to the kids.
And that's when you saw him?
10 p.m. I just took a little like CBD oil thing, rubbed it in my mustache, under my nose. I was like feeling so, like just like they put me perfect. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna kiss my kids. I'm gonna tell them how much I love them. Good night. Sleep well. See you in the morning. And I walked down the stairs, and I'm almost at the bottom. And I looked up, and there's this bear head looking at me. And we made eye contact and for a moment.
Oh my
I'm
God.
like, that's a stuffed animal. My kids just got this brand new stuffed animal. I'm like, why didn't anybody tell me? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, holy shit, man, this is moving. And then when it moved, I'm like, my kids, Halloween's coming up. They dressed up as
Oh
stuffed
my
animals.
God.
And I'm like, oh, hey. And then all
How
of a sudden,
close were you to it?
oh, fuck, 15 feet, 10
Oh
feet.
my God.
And then I saw the, like,
And he's videotaping it.
what an idiot.
Who does that?
No. That the videotape that you guys saw, that was after the first encounter. I went down there with nothing.
What'd you do? Take off running?
Well, fuck it. As soon as I saw this right here, I knew that wasn't my kids dressed up. And I go, I go, Tara! What the fuck is this? There's a bear in our fucking house. Oh shit, I got a video of this. Tara!
Oh my God.
Case. Everybody in the chat room was telling me about it, and I was like, we forgot to talk about it, and I was like, oh, I ain't forgetting this time.
Oh my
No.
God. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I'm glad I saw the video to see how absolutely insane you are. I mean, I knew you were insane, or I knew you were a little off your fucking rocker, and You know, you had the CBD shit on your fucking mustache and your freaking one of these numbers. But I'm letting you know right now, that he's gonna be a rug somewhere.
Okay, 7:16 local time, 9:16 Thrill time. Case, Kent, thank you so much for joining us. But I want to get we have two guys here that we're not only career 300 hitters. In my opinion, both you motherfuckers should be the Hall of Fame. But that's a whole different subject. Whatever. So the World Series starts. The World Series starts on Friday. You both played in the World Series. Thrill, let's start with you. What was your favorite memory, whatever memory about playing in the World Series, and give us the player's perspective, please.
Well, everybody knows where I'm going to go with this. It's not my favorite memory.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in a World Series and I got to go through an earthquake and then take 10 days off in the middle of the season when Sean Casey, Eric Byrnes, Will Clark have never had 10 days off in the middle of the season.
Jeez.
And start up a World Series all over again. And it was like spring training. So, you know, you know, I was enjoying the World Series, even though we had lost the first two games. But, you know, to have that happen and then, you know, come back under the situations that we had to come back, it just, you know, it wasn't a World Series for me. And so, you know, I really enjoyed when, you know, Posey and those guys went to the series in 10 and 12 and 14. I was able to attend and, you know, even though I wasn't on the field, I was able to really witness everything that went into it.
Yeah. Real quick about that World Series. The A's went down to Scottsdale. We just had the anniversary of October 17th, 1989. I was 13 years old playing wiffle ball, getting ready for the game to start when all this went down. You guys, the San Francisco Giants, you guys stayed.
Yeah, we stayed because, you know, the marina was on fire. Bay Bridge had collapsed.
Jeez.
San Mateo Bridge had a lot of damage. Tons of people were homeless. We had a lot of death, believe it or not. And so we stayed around and helped out the community, helped out the first responders, fed them. You know, we were on site, those kind of things. So I thought that was more important, me being a member of the San Francisco community, than going to Arizona and being a ball player.
Wow.
Casey, 2 World Series for you. 06 with the Tigers.
Just one. 06. 08, I was with the Red Sox, went to the Game 7 ALCS and lost.
That's right, because you guys won in 07.
They won in 07. I wasn't there. I was with the Tigers.
Okay, so 06 with the Detroit Tigers.
Yep.
You're with Jim Leland firing down Marlboro fucking Reds. Is that what he smoked?
I think so. I think he was a man's man. It was Marlboro Reds, I think. I'm not totally sure, but it was every inning Leland would go down. You know, he didn't smoke in the dugout, but he would go down. Inning would end. I mean, he would be a full dive down the stairs, see if he could get 2. And you know when you're smoking the heater, you're like, can I get another one? He's holding the other one in his hand. He's like,
yeah, he's smoking one and lighting the other one.
Yeah, he's lighting the other one. He's like, and then you're like, skip the inning start. He's like, well, what's going on here? You know, so like that was one quick Leland story. We're facing the Chicago White Sox one time. No, I'm gonna tell you this story. This story's even better. So, Thrill, one time I'm struggling. I come out the gates in 2007. It's like 31 degrees in Detroit. I'm not making an excuse, but I was hitting a $120. But Sheffield was hitting a $110. So I'm like, all right, I'm all right. Sheffield's hitting $110.
He's doing the same thing.
Yeah. So, dude, I'm out there every day. I got Lloyd McClendon, who's the hitting coach at the time, hitting me with me at noon. I'm like, Lloyd, meet me at noon. I'm like, wham, rocking. I'm like, all right, tonight's the night. Then I'm 0 for 4, 2 punches. I'm like, God, what's my problem? So I go up to Lloyd the one time. I kind of feel bad. I'm like, Lloyd, I said, listen, I appreciate you coming out here at noon. I said, just want to let you know that I'm trying, man. I'm really trying. He looks at me and goes, well, goddamn, Case. He goes, I'll get a truck driver in here to try. This is the big leagues. We need some hits. I go, good point. So Thrill, that night after the game, I'm driving home. Never forget, I get in my car, boom, I'm driving back to my house. About a 25-minute drive up the highway. And I'm like, what is going on here? I'm like, you make an adjustment. Jesus. So I'm like, you know what? I'm being too passive. I'm taking strikes that I should be swinging at. I'm swinging at balls. I'm in between. I go, tomorrow I'm first pitch hacking, aggressive. That's the mentality. So I come in. I can't wait to get to the yard, dude. I come in, BP. I hit every ball into the stands. I homer every pitch. I'm like, I am locked in. I'm ready to go. I'm 4-pitch swinging. You throw the rosin back up there, I'm taking a rip at it. It doesn't matter, you know. It's about 6:45 comes. I can't wait to start this game. I'm in the dugout now. Skip's in there about 6:30. He's waffles off about at least 8 to 9 heaters for like 15 minutes. So I'm about to get out there. He's got his spikes on. He's like, hey, Case, can I talk to you? So I'm like, turn back. I'm about to go run my sprints. I come back in the dugout. Yeah, what's up, Skip? What's up? He's like, hey, listen, can I talk to you about something? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, I've been scouting Sean Casey for a long time. He goes, the Sean Casey I know is patient. I'm like, oh, it gotta be. Are you serious?
He freaking blew up your scouting report.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? We're 15 minutes before game time. I got the greatest manager of all time telling me I need to be patient. I'm like, okay. He's like, I think tonight you need to go out there, take a few pitches, settle yourself in. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. So I go out, have the worst night of my career, 5th at bat, punch out, 0 for 5, 2 punches. I swear to God, I'm hitting like a 104. I'm like, send me down. I'm telling you, send me down. So I'm at the water cooler. Boom, getting some water. I'm actually depressed at this time. All of a sudden, like a pack of Marlboros hits me in the face. Like, poof. I look over, Leland's in my face. He's like, if you ever take my advice on hitting again, I'm sending your ass to AA. I got no idea what I'm talking about. Because I was 0 for August one time as a player, and then he walks off. 0 for August. I go,
all right, EB, I love it. I got 2 stories for you. 2 stories real quick, all right? First one is scuffling, right? Scuffling. And, you know, I'm swinging that fucking shit, bouncing and everything else, right? Dusty yanks me off on the side, and he goes, hey, you are not going to swing at anything spinning. You are only going to swing at a fastball. And I go, okay. He goes, I don't care if it's over your fucking head. Swinging a fastball. And I go, okay. You know, one of those numbers. And I went up there, and it was just that mindset, like Case said, of being freaking aggressive, you know, and got 2 knocks that day, came out of the funk. All right. Just by Dusty clearing the freaking cobwebs that I had going up there, you know, one of those numbers. Second story, the reverse was fucking locked in. I'm in Texas, and I am locked in. I'm facing a guy that night that's going sinker and backdoor slider, right? So I'm taking batting practice, and I'm just freaking nuking some shit to left. I'm like, and I've hit about, I don't know, 6, 8 in a row, and they had already let the fans in the stadium, and there's this lady sitting right behind our on deck circle, and she's screaming at the top of her lungs, I didn't come here to see no freaking singles to left. I want to see a homer. I want to see, and she's just screaming, and I'm just nuking shit the other way, right? And so finally I said, all right. So I backed out the batter's box. I looked at the BP pitcher. I said, throw me 1 fastball in. So he said, all right. And I fucking hit it at third deck, right? And I come out the cage, and I walk straight over to her. And I go, all right, you had your 1 fastball in that I won't see tonight, by the way. I said, and I went in the third deck. I said, now, can I go back to home plate and work on what the fuck I'm going to see tonight? Which is going to be sinkers and backdoor sliders. I said, shut the fuck up. And she goes, oh my God. And there is
who was the lady?
In a fucking nutshell right there.
Who was the lady? Like, I mean, middle-aged, younger, older?
Yeah, she just comes in. She wants to see fucking homers in BP. And it's like, lady,
so did I.
We got
I
shit
know
to
what
work
you're
on.
talking
Yeah, we
about.
can hit homers if you want, but we need shit to work on, you know?
All right, bro, we got to go eat some fucking meat, man.
Hey,
we love you, bro.
Freaking carnivore, just like that fucking black bear that was in your house.
Byrnesy was almost carnivore. That thing wanted to eat the Byrnes family.
Hey, get fucking Byrnesy because he's got the fucking tramp fucking mustache. Don't touch Tara. She's gold.
Oh, dude. Hey, World Series next week, Thrill. Hopefully we can be able to make it.
I cannot make it. I will be in Utah hunting mule deer. I'll be not too far from big Mike Lasagne.
Don't worry about it. Casey said he's filling in for you.
Hey, Case is gonna fucking love it. Hey, Case, now that you've been on the show, all right, look at the freaking little chat room that's going on over here because people are asking you questions.
There's a whole
Pay attention
conversation.
to
My
that
shit
crap.
freezes up. My internet sucks.
I know.
It says chat
Hey,
pause.
you
It's
can't
not
say
the
shit to me, EB. You fucking give me shit about backwoods Louisiana, and your shit goes out left and right, and you're in fucking California,
Dude,
in
we're
the
running.
fucking capital of the world, Jack.
We're running on two bars 5G.
I know.
That's how we do the show.
Hey, Case, man, I had a freaking ball. That was awesome. We need to do it again, man.
Bro, you're the best, dude. Thank you, man.
Good.
Anytime, man. Hey, and also, too, I want to tell you, when you came on my podcast, last year or whatever, we still talk about, they're like, who's some of your best guys? I go, Will Clark sat in the dugout and held his phone for 1 hour. I've never seen a savage like that in my life. I go, when I hold the phone for like 5 minutes, I'm like, I got to switch arms. Like, you've never switched your arm for 1 hour. I remember asking at the video, Thrill. I go, are you going to put the phone anywhere? I was like, felt nervous. I'm like, your arm's going to start hurting. Like, no, I'm good, Case. Let's go. And you never dropped the phone. I was like, that's why I love that guy right there. So, love you, buddy.
Hey, any favor you need, Case, you fucking call it, my brother. I love you, man. Love
All
you.
right, Thrill. Love you too, buddy.
Mayor's office tomorrow.
The mayor's office tomorrow. Yep.
Right?
Mayor's office tomorrow. Yeah, every day. We do it every day.
Featuring?
Featuring Aaron Byrnes.
Thank you,
motherfuckers. Tomorrow. The mayor's office.
Yeah. Get it, EB. Get you some.
We're gonna rock and roll. Mayor's office tomorrow. They had Aaron Boone on today.
Yeah, we had Boone
Manager
on
of the New York
today.
Yankees. What was the number one takeaway from that interview?
Just he's ready to go there because he's excited that it's the Dodgers, Yankees, and he's fired up, man. He's fired up.
Good shit,
EB,
bro.
man. EB. Hey, you know what? When you told me Case was coming on this show, dude, we didn't need no script. This wound up being a fucking great show. Just the freaking silly ass interactions here, man. This is awesome.
We never need a script anyway. If there's ever any lull, we always go to the fucking pack of baseball cards.
And we didn't even do
we never
that.
got there.
Hey, you know what, Case? I swear to God, because like 5 or 6 of the people that are in the chat room, they always come on, after we get off the show, and they're like, dude, you guys fucking rocked it. Or, man, y'all, watch what's going to happen tonight. They're going to be like, you guys are insane. You guys are fucking idiots.
That's one of the best ever. Like, I'm going to have to go back and dissect this shit. It's fucking fantastic.
So good.
True speaks around here.
Joel Thompson, thank you again, Emily, for the Field of Dreams. It went down very nicely tonight.
All right, Thrill. Hopefully I'll see you in a couple weeks, man. Safe travels to Utah and killing shit, man.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be out next week, but then the following week we're in, and hopefully that World Series is still going on. We got plenty of shit to talk about.
Damn right. If not, we just bust open a pack of fucking baseball cards.
There you go. Case, you're the man. Thank you, Case. You're the man, bro.
Good luck hunting. Good
Hey,
luck.
Casey, real quick for everybody.
Yeah, hey, for everybody that's in the chat room, and since Sean Casey's new to the show.
Yeah, you're on the show. Just give him a quick read.
Give him one.
1, 2, and that's a see ya. That's a see ya. See ya. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.